If you know x value, easily you can find out the y value. If you know y value, you can easily find out the x value. We can easily estimate the most probable value of x given value of y, vice versa. What will be the value of x? Because x is a dependent, y is a independent. You know the value of y. How you return sigma y? Again, you need to apply for the x also, because y is dependent on x. Now we got one equation. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to one and all. I am Natesh, lecturer in Commerce, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, MYSURU, the Temple of Excellence. We are in the Unit 4, Session 5, third semester Business Statistics BCom, Correlation and Regression. And today my agenda is completely which is related to the regression analysis. And you will get to know the meaning of regression analysis and what exactly we are finding the regression lines and regression equation, which is completely depending on the correlation basis only. So if you want to predict in advance, so the x value, if you know with the help of x value, whatever you know, you can predict for y value using a regression analysis. Most of the area they are using a regression analysis, which is based on the correlations. And you will get the clear idea what exactly the regression analysis is, a continuations of correlation analysis. What we studied covariations in the last session, so which is based on the correlation analysis. The term regression means moving or going back. So moving or returning or going back, that is back to origin. So we are going back or moving direction. So if you note, for example, in this year 2023, we can forecast the sales for next year also using a regression analysis. If you know the x value and y value, so there are two major regression analysis line we are trying to find out here. So the opposite of progression. Okay, Sir Francis Galton in the year of 1877 used his terms means of average relationship. Okay, so using an average relationship, so between variables in the sociological problem, there are too many problems which is related to society or sociology. So the term regression is a statistic used to indicate the functional relationship between pair data. So how the correlations are related to pair data, the regression analysis also pair data basis only we are trying to do. So the definition of the regression, a statistical tool with the help of which we can estimate. I told you early. So we can estimate. So the regression line, we can call it as the estimation line. So just for having a data, we can predict for advance. So that is estimation or predict the unknown value of one variable from the known value. If you know x value, easily you can find out the y value. If you know y value, you can easily find out the x value. Based on the known value, unknown value, we can predict here. So other variable is called regression. The 2 marks expected question. Okay. So moving for next one. Here the topic which is related to the question 4th chapter, which is correlation analysis and regression analysis. Analysis means what we are analyzing, okay, using the data. So regression analysis is widely used in the many scientific problem. We are using many area, we are using a regression analysis in the research also, in the economical also, okay, they try to use a regression analysis. In economical, it is a basic technique of estimating a relationship among economical variable, again, which is completely based on the pair data. Okay. So, for instance, since we know that the price indicate for X, okay, and demand is indicated Y, so because which is related to the pair data, okay, are closely related. If the price is increased, how demand is increased or decreased, we are finding the relations. We can easily estimate the most probable value of X given value of Y, vice versa. Using a Y, we can find out X. Using a X, we can find out Y. Okay. So the regression analysis is very simple here. the regression analysis is a mathematical, okay, which is completely mathematical. So measure of the average relation. You know average in the measure of central tendency. Mean is related to average, median is related to average, geometric mean is also related to average. Relationship between two or more variable in terms of original unit of data. Original unit of data. So this definition is given players. Okay, you must remember. So here the regression analysis, I just now told there are two major regression lines. Okay, we call it as estimation line also. Okay, here we have a two situation. The first one, y value depend, given x value, you know x value, easily you can, the y is always depending on x. So that is a y on x, because y is depending. Whenever the y is depending, you need to write first time. Okay. So which is given? X is given. That's what? Y on x. We call it as y on x. Okay. Next, x value depend. X value depend means you are writing first time x. Okay. So x is depend on y value. Now next we are writing y. It is very simple to understand. Which one is the dependent, you are writing first time. Okay. Next, which is known value, you are writing in the next time. Okay. So thus we have two regression lines. We call it as estimation lines also. Same time. Same. One y on x and other is x on y. There are two lines we are identified. Okay. Because you know the value of x in the first situation. We are trying to predict for y. Second line, we know y value, we are finding x value. There are two regression lines we are identified here. Okay. So now the regression line of y on x, because x you know, y you are identified. This line is given by the value of x. Value of x is given in the question. Okay. So what will be the value of y? Because dependent, y is dependent x. This is called y depend on x. One regression line. Now, second one, regression line second. X is depend on y is known value. So, other line is given by the value of y. Okay. So, the value of y is given. You know, in the last slide, I have specified the price is denoted x and the demand is denoted y, because in this situation, you need to identify. Okay. So, what will be the value of x? Because x is a dependent, y is a independent. You know the value of y. Okay. So, this is called for x on y. Okay. There are two regression lines we identified. Okay. Moving forward. So, the regression line, whatever we studied, sometimes we call it as an estimation line, because the regression is always going for estimating the data. So, the regression line is a graphical device to describe the average relationship. You must remember, wherever you are finding average, which is completely based on the measure of central tendency. So between the two variable, it indicate the law of change in the mean one variable for one unit. Okay. In the other one unit, the law of change, the law of demand is applied here. So here the law of demand, law of price, which is related to the follow of guidelines you need to follow. In other words, the best possible mean value of one variable corresponding to the mean value of other is shown by the regression line. In the previous slide, you got clarity. Okay, moving next one. Here, the two regression line, okay, based on the two regression line, there is one examples to understand. Now, you consider variable x is, call it as a price, variable y is, okay. For example, see now the first unit, the price will be, okay. Now, here, the price or demand, okay, or demand or price, whatever you think, okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, the price 1, the demand is 10. The price 2, the demand is 15. Like this, which is increasing. So, how the variations what we are finding. Now, next one, regression equation. It is very important for doing a problem. Solving the problem, regression equation basis only, we try to solve the problem. So, how we are getting the equation? So the regression line are algebraically expressed in the form of regression equation. Equation means what? Which is a mathematical. Under mathematical, the algebraical functions we are finding. Okay, using a x series and y series, how we are getting the equation. So they are also known as estimation equation. Estimating equation using x and y value, how we are getting the equation. Okay, the regression equation may be regarded expressed for estimating for the given value of one variable. How? With the help of given value, how we are identifying the unknown value. Okay, so the average corresponding value of the other, average corresponding, again we are using a arithmetic. Okay, since there are two regression line, okay, we know there are two regression, x on y and y on x. X is depend on y, y is depend on x. There are two regression equation, how we are, okay, based on the regression line only, we are completely depending on the regression equation. There are two regression equation. One is one to measure the regression on y on x, y is depend on x, okay, and other one measure the regression of x depend on y. Okay, so here the regression equation y on x. Okay, now it is very simple. There are two constant a and b value is very important. Now for example, x on y or y on x. Now the regression equation, how we are generating. So regression equation y on x. Now y on x. That means now we are writing y is equal to two constant a plus b constant. What we are trying to do here? Very simple. In this case a, here b. So because y is depend on x. So y is depend on x. Last we are writing x. One more time I am writing. So the equation will start because y on x, y is equal to, there are at least two constant, in this case a plus b. Okay, when y is depend on x, the x you need to write for second constant. Okay, now with the help of original equation, we try to generate for two equation. Okay, how we are generating a two equation? See, in front of y we are writing sigma y. In front of a we are writing n because number is given, number of items are given. So that's what we are writing n. Okay, now same sign, plus sign as it is we are writing. Okay, now here b, x plus we are writing sigma x. See how you written sigma y, again you need to apply for the x also because y is depend on x. Now we got one equation. Okay, I think you got clarity. Second time when we are writing the same equation, first equation what we generated, we are just writing. See here sigma y as it is, whatever it is there, I am writing one more time. Okay, so na plus b sigma x. Okay, in front of, now we are adding just x here. Next we just go for remove the n. Instead of n we are writing sigma x. Okay, now last constant x, b as it is. Okay, sigma x plus we are writing x square. That is very simple to understand. Remember, we don't want to mug up. Okay, logic, I hope you clear the logic here. Okay, if you want I will explain one more time. See, using the equation y, because the equation is y on x, y is equal to a one constant, b is one constant. Okay, y you written first time because y is depend on x. Okay, so based on the original equation we are generating a two equation. That's what I am writing one more time. Okay, leaving some space, plus b x. Okay, now what we are doing here, sigma we are adding, here we are adding numbers, n we are adding, here we are adding sigma because sigma y when you written sigma also applicable for x. Okay, now we generated one equation. Now with the help of first equation we are trying to generate one more equation. That's what I am writing as it is. Sigma y is equal to na plus B sigma x, whatever it is there I have written. So what we are doing, we are just adding x here first, and instead of writing a n, I have written sigma x, which is a prepone. Okay, prepone. That's what n is cancelled. Again, now you need to go for, yes, B sigma x is there. Just you need to do for square. Okay, so based on these two equations only, we will get the value of A and B constant value. Okay, based on the two equation. How we are just converting with the help of data x variable and y variable. In the coming slides, you will get more clarity. Okay, I hope you clear this equation. Now, here equation of x and x is depend on y. So I am writing here, see, x depend on y, x on y. Okay, now again x is equal to A plus B. When you written x, here you are writing y. The equation is very simple. With the help of original equation, we are generating a two equation. How we are generating? So same thing, x is equal to A plus B y. We are just adding sigma first x and y also adding sigma. Just in front of first constant we are adding n, okay, and last constant. Now we generated first equation. I hope you clear. Now second time when you are doing, so depend on the first equation whatever you generated, I am writing one more time. Okay, so here NA plus B sigma y. Okay, now see, now here x, you are adding y, sigma xy, and here instead of n, I am just taking prepone, sigma y, whatever it is there, I am taking prepone. That's what I am writing sigma y instead of writing n. Okay, here what I am doing, sigma y already it is there, you have to make a square. See, look at this equation, very simple to remember. Okay, see, what we generated in this case, listen, sigma y and sigma x is nothing but your sum of the item y and x variable, whatever it is given in the question. Okay, now sig xy, what is meant? Sum of the product, because x and y, when you are multiply, you are getting a product, that summation, which is nothing but x and y variable. With the help of x and y, we are getting a product value. The total we need to consider. Again, the formula in the equation, whatever it is there, we are just identified. Okay, first from the y on x, we have x square. Okay, sigma x square and sigma y square based on the equation x on y. Sigma y and sigma x square, which is nothing but the sum of square of y and x variable, what we identified. N is number of observation, because in these two equations only, whatever it is required, I have clearly specified. Okay, so moving, there is one questions to understand, because the correlation is completely, or regression is completely based on the bivariate, two variables which is compulsory. Now here variable x is given and variable y is given. Okay, the value also we are finding a different. Okay, there are three questions are asking. You are required to, first question, obtain the two regression equation. Obtain the two regression equation. Next, what is the value y when x is given? Okay, now y is depend on x value. Now third question, estimate the value of x when y value is given. Now we know there are two equation. Okay, so first there are two regression line. Okay, first one I am writing x on y. Okay, if you try to extend, okay, the equation, first what we are getting, so same thing, x is equal to A plus B y. Okay, now this is original equation. Now with the help of equation we are generated sigma x is equal to NA plus B sigma y. Okay, now first equation. Second equation, sigma xy is equal to n plus, we are writing sigma y, because we prepone A plus b sigma y square we generated. Okay, this is looking like equation. Okay, they are asking to find out two regression equation. In the coming slide, you will get more clear. If you try to go for next equation, so you are just going for y on x. Same thing. What I want to do, first I am writing y is equal to a plus b. Okay, so when you are writing y, here you are writing x. So this is again you have to generate two equation. In the coming slide I'll explain. So the first, whatever the data is given, x and y value I have written. Okay, because in the equation what and all is required we need to find out. That's what I need to construct the table. So x series and y series separately I have written. So because in the equation we identify sigma x, which is directly given, no need to do for. So directly we can. So in the equation we identify x square is required. That's what I have converted x square using a x variable. So the first x value, again when you are trying to do for the y on x, again you need to depend on the x square. Okay, when y on x, of course, which is completely based on the x. When x on y, which is completely based on the y. So y series also have written. Okay, take the total whatever the two equation what we generated from the original equation. So I have construct the table. So using the x series, I took the total, we got 15. And now you need to take the square. So 1 into 1, 2 into 2, 4. So like this, you are getting sigma x square is equal to 55. So which is very important. For the first step, you have to construct the table. Okay, now with the help of second variable y, we identify sigma y, we got 100. Okay, the data whatever it is there in the question. So again the question, equation in the case of y square. See here y on x, because the value is given. See the equation is y on x. When y on x, which is completely x square is required. When suppose you are writing y on x, we are getting completely x, we are depending. So in case of x on y, we are depending, y square is required. Sigma y is required, sigma y square is required. In case of y, we are depending on the sigma x and sigma y x square is required. Okay, I hope you clear. Okay, the based what we return, what we identified here, y on x, the first two regression equations we want to identify. So y on x equation, original equation, I just know I told there are two constant. So what we are doing, slide changes we are doing. So just first when we return y, last you are writing compulsory x. With the help of original equation, we are generating these two equation. Okay, I hope you clear. Okay, one more time I am explaining. There are two constant value we need to identify, that is a and b value is very important for doing a problem. So the original equation I have written. Okay, the original, because the question is asking, say the regression equation y on x. So y on x, if you want to extend using a two constant value, so as it is a y on x is going for last, no, so that's what a constant and b constant. When you return y first, last you are writing x. Now how you are constructing? So nothing, we are the same equation we are writing one more time. Okay, here we are adding sigma, here we are adding sigma, here we are adding n. Okay, the same equation we are writing one more time. Okay, what we are doing, we are adding just x here first. Instead of writing n, we are trying to go for prepone, so that is sigma x. Okay, now we are trying to go for square. So whatever the require, when y is depend on x, which is completely x square, sigma x square is required. So that's what we did. Okay, so moving forward, whatever the conversions value, for your understanding I have written one more time. Okay, so because you want to apply, right? So that's what I have written one more time. The equation whatever we generated, that is also it is there here clear, the equation value. So now just now first equation and second equation. Okay, which is a algebraical function, mathematical function. So now substitute the value into the equation. Any algebraical method, if you want to get a value or b value, so either the same time you have to cancel a or b. Okay, so for that reason you want to make the value will be equal. So that's what we are trying to multiply for any one equation, so that the total value will be equal, so that easily we can cancel. The first equation, Sigma y place we got 100. I have written, okay, 100. So the equation n place the number of items which is there in the question 5, okay, and a we need to identify, and even the equation b place I am writing b as it is, sigma x we got 15. So that is the first equation, okay. The second equation, sigma xy, we multiply the product value we got, see in the previous slide, y into x, 1 10s are 10, so 15 into 2 30, we got this total. So after sigma xy we got the value 350 as it is I have written. So next equation, a plus I have written a as it is, sigma x plus I am writing 15, okay. The b plus I have written as it is, sigma x square we got 55, so I have written. So using a 2 equation, I just want to find out a or b, okay, a or b. So if you want to get, see if I'm getting, I'm just selecting a first equation. Selecting a first equation, I just want to cancel any one value, either b or a. So that's what, multiply the equation by 3. We get, see now first equation, 3 into 100, 300 we got, okay, 3 into 100. See how we are doing, very simple. Here we are comparing, here a is 15, here a is 5 we are getting, 5a, here 5a and 15a. If you want to get 15a here, very simple, if you multiply with the 3, you are getting the 15a, okay. The first equation also getting 15a, second equation also 15a. In case of year 55, in case year 15b, okay, it is not possible. So in this case, the 3 is the best. So multiply equation by first equation 3. So we are getting 15a, 15a. So easily we can cancel, so that we can find out the b value. So that's what I am selecting 3. 3 into 100, 300. 3 into 5, 15a. Okay. Again 3 into 15, 45b. Okay, the same equation, whatever it is there, second equation I have written same as it is. Okay, so now what we are doing, we are changing the sign. We need to change the sign because of cancelling one constant value. So here plus is there, I am just writing minus. Here also plus, I have written minus. Here also plus is there in the equation, so I have written. So plus and minus easily cancel. What is left now? The value, see here minus value, minus 350. Okay, and plus 300, the minus 50 have written. Okay, this one is cancelled. Okay, because if you are not cancelling any one constant, it is difficult to calculate. That's what. Here the minus sign is more. So 55 minus 45 minus 10b. Okay, easily we can identify. Okay, now subtract the equation a from the equation AB. We already did subtract. Now whatever left, I have written one more time here. See, I am writing here. Write separately. If you write separately, how it is looking like, see 50 minus 50 is equal to 10b. Okay. So we need to find out b. That's what I am writing open. Okay. So 10. So if you try to minus 50, which is going for the right side, which is a plus 50. Okay, which is first we are writing minus 50 as it is. Okay, so divided by minus 10 is there, so I am writing minus 10. So finally we got 5 plus 5 we are getting. Okay, one more time, see, want to find out b value, minus b, which is going, see, when you are writing open, b is equal to, so what is value is there here, minus 50 divided by 10, so which is completely we are getting plus 5. We know the value of b. Substitute the selecting any one equation. Okay, so usually I have selected the first equation. That's what I have written one more time. See, we know the value of 5. B value we got. Into equation 1 and 2, we got the value of B value. So I am writing the equation, whatever it is there, first equation we generated. As it is, I am written. So now B place we are writing, we got value for 5. So 100 as it is, I am writing 5A, we didn't get the value for A. So that's what I am writing as it is, plus sign, 15 plus 15, B place we got 5. So if you multiply, so the same thing, 100 as it is, 5A as it is, 15 into 5, we are getting 75. Again, one more time. So 100 as it is, this 75, okay, I am writing equal, I am writing 17. Now we are depending completely on 5. So this is a minus sign, 75, which is going for right side, which is a minus 75. So finally what is left? We are finding a. So 5a divided by 25. How we got 25? 100 minus 75. So we got now a 25 divided by 5, we got a value also 5. Okay, I hope you clear. Next one, regression equation y on x. Now whatever we did which is related to x on y. Okay, so x on y equation we completed. Now moving to regression equation y on x. We know the value of a and b value 5. Okay, so taking the same equation y is equal to a plus b x. It is clearly specified in the question. So when what is the value y when x is given 6? Now using the original equation, the x value, x plus we are writing 6. See equation A, we identified 5, B also identify 5. Now x plus I am writing 6. Okay, the question what is the value if y is a x? Okay, can be answered by the same equation, original equation. Okay, only x plus I am writing 6. So y is equal to 5 plus a plus 5. Okay, plus now 5 into 3, 5 into 6 we getting 30. So total y value which is completely based on the x value, so 35. We got the earlier also. So regression equation x on y. Okay, x on y means completely which is a reverse. Whatever it is there, y plus we are writing x, x plus we are writing y. Okay, so that's what we are writing. So the same answer from the tabular format I have copied for your understanding. So to get the value of a and b, two constant value, solve the two normal equation, whatever it is applied for the y on x. So same thing. So now we need to find out the second equation. So which is completely, question is x on y. So x on y, the original equation, x plus a, I'm just writing for your understanding. So x on y. X on y, x is depend on y. So what we are doing, x on y, we are doing x is equal to a plus b. When you are writing x, here you have to write y. Okay, now using these two original equation, we are generating a two more equation. The first one as it is I am writing x is equal to a plus b y. Here sigma, here also sigma. Okay, here what we are doing, n we are writing, number item. Now same equation we are writing, sigma x is equal to same following equation. Okay, here we are adding y. Here instead of n we are writing sigma y because prepone. Okay, so here bxy square we are doing, that's it. Okay, so we generated two equation. Now we need to substituting the value whatever we got in the tabular format. So substituting the value into the equation. Okay, what we need to do? So the same thing I have written, the two sigma x plus we got 15. Okay, now n plus 5, a we need to find out. Okay, plus b also we need to find out. Sigma y we got 100 as it is I have written. Okay, next second equation, sigma xy we got 350. Okay, is equal to a plus I am writing as it is, sigma y plus we are getting 100, we already calculated. And even next one, sigma b plus as it is, b I am writing as it is, y sigma y square we got 1250 I have written. Okay, now in these two cases, the second equation 100, the second equation a plus 100. If you want to get 100 here also, then you need to multiply 20. Okay, see the second equation we are comparing with the second equation. So a plus how much? In case of b it is very difficult because the value is too high. So easily we can get 100 for a first equation. So if you multiply with the 20, easily you can get for 100. So how we are getting, see the multiply equation 1 by 20, subtracting the equation from the 2. Okay, so I have written the second equation as it is, whatever it is there. Now I'm just multiplying with the 20. 20 into 15, 300. 20 into 5, we are getting 100 a. 20 into 100, 2000. Easily we can cancel for a. Okay, now you need to do for sign change. Here plus is there, we need to change for minus. Here also plus we need to change for minus. Here also plus we need to change minus. Okay, now plus into minus, which is cancel. Now whatever it is left. So now which sign is more? The plus sign is more. That's what I'm writing 50. Okay. So here also plus sign is more. That's what 2250 minus 2000. We are getting plus 250. How we are substituting? What is left here? 50 is equal to 250b. We need to find out b. So that's what reverse I'm writing 250b is equal to 50. If you remove the b first, 50 as it is, which is going denominator 250, the finally we got value for 0.2 b value. Okay, cancelling a, we got the value for b. Okay, we know the value of b is a 0.2. Now easily we can substitute taking a original equation. So substituting the value of b, equation 1 or 2, any equation you can try. Okay, so have considered the first equation 15 is equal to 5a plus 100a, what we generated. So you can refer this equation, what the original equation. So I have copied one more time. So the b place we are just writing the value what we got now 0.2. So 15 as it is, 5a, we don't know the value of a. Using a b value, we can find out the a value. So 100 as it is, b value we got 0.2. Next the 15 as it is, 5a as it is. So 100 into 0.2 multiply, you're getting 20. Again further calculation 15. Okay, so which is a plus sign. If you're going for left side, which is going for minus 20. So as it is 5a as it is I'm writing. So if you subtract, you're getting minus 5. So you can write reverse also. 5a, you need to find out a value. So a is equal to minus numerator minus 5 divided by 5, you're getting minus 1. Now with the help of whatever we generated a and b value we got. So hence the regression equation x on y, the original equation x is equal to a plus b. Okay, so x, we know the value of a value minus 1 we got. So plus b value we got 0.2. Okay, the y, the value which is given in the question, the third question, estimate of x when y is given 45. Refer the question paper in the question which is clearly specified. So now x is equal to the equations whatever we have, the y place we are writing 45 which is given in the question. So easily we can get, so x, if you multiply this one we are getting minus 9. So minus 1 place as it is, the finally we are getting x value which is given, y value is 45, x value is 8. That is what we get earlier also. Okay, so note in this example the rate change. Okay, of course we are finding a rate change. So increase or decrease, the uniform 1:5. Okay, so here in this case the uniform what we identify, here 1 we got and here 5 we got. So the ratio will be 1:5. Okay, I hope you clear. Next, at the time of we got a value and b value. So at the time now b, so there we are getting just comparing 1:0.2 ratio. Okay, so in practice it may not be so if change, that is increase or decrease, is not uniform. Either a value increase or b value increase, or a value decrease or b value decrease. Okay, then the rate of change will indicate the average increase or decrease. B cannot be positive or negative. I hope you clear. Keep on watch for next section. Thank you.